Leo answered on the pitch.
In 2014, you could mark him out of the game because he played a much more orthodox role. By 2022, he was barely involved. He was this sort of sprite existing on the periphery. You can mark a man, you can't mark a ghost.
It's two. It's his tournament. Is it written in the stars?
He celebrates a goal with this gesture, which is a very symbolic goal celebration.
He played the ears to Van Gaal, you know?
I can't hear you. What were you saying? Say it again. In Argentina, we recognize it as being first manifested by Riquelme.
There is an edge to Messi. Leo speaks to Riquelme a lot, and Riquelme still felt badly treated by Louis van Gaal in his time at Barcelona. That was not forgotten. All that is playing in the mind of Leo Messi.
It just kind of grew, the whole net of footballing references that were being suddenly evoked on that one game.
It looked like it was going to be a mundane kind of 2-0 victory. And then in the last few minutes, it just turned.
That's a good ball in, and a very, very good header, and the Dutch are back in it.
They panicked a little bit, Argentina.
Do or die now for the Netherlands. It all comes.
Last free kick, I was next to Ferdinand. I was so nervous because last free kick, you know, let's not concede it. And I will never forget Ferdinand filming that free kick.
He scores it, his place is going to go below.
Takes it.
Sava! I couldn't believe it.
Sorry, man, I'm sorry.
I didn't know what to do. I just went to the toilet.
And then it got really intense, didn't it? There was so much aggression out there.
Paredes just kicking the ball to the bench of Holland.
Y bueno, quizás se convirtió en una imagen que ninguno de los dos equipos quería dar dentro de la cancha, pero todo arrancó desde ellos, desde afuera.
Está bien, pero si el rival se pone en guardia, te tenés que poner en guardia. Creo que eso es lo bueno que tuvo este equipo.
I think we like a bit of that, as long as it doesn't go too far, which I don't think it did.
It goes to penalties.
And obviously, you know, the Argentinian goalkeeper is quite a character, and one you absolutely want on your side when you're in a penalty shootout, that's for sure.
We had Emiliano, which is our ace.
It's very difficult to explain what the people feel with him, you know?
Goalkeepers, they have their own personality. They're different to the rest.
He learned straight in Stoke on a Wednesday night, like they say in England, because it's true. Emiliano was sent on loan everywhere, and he became an icon.
He can take the pressure and enjoy it.
Oh, it's saved again! That's an amazing piece of goalkeeping.
Well, still having goosebumps.
For me, that was a brilliant moment, and yeah, it was his moment. It was all about him.
And loose erupts, and Argentina are in the semi-finals.
Yeah, I was dead on the floor there. Someone hacked me and said, "Oh, I can't believe you just done it again. You saved us again." And then when I look up, it was Leo. Now, just that picture I always have in my heart.
Of course, that then, because he's a bit quiet, people think, no, he's not a proper leader. But no, they're wrong. And I think Messi, in that World Cup especially, he was more than that. What we haven't seen before from Messi is those kind of maybe reactions on the pitch. He was always a bit angry.
Messi was showing signs of being quite confrontational.
There's a lot of this, people talking. He goes and talks to Van Gaal and Davids, saying, you've been talking too much, you've been talking too much. It's like, I'm looking at him and I know other people close to him, it's like, wow, Leo, you know.
Él es un ganador nato y no en vano hizo lo que hizo hasta el día de hoy futbolísticamente.
And you can't stay on the level that long that Leo has without being incredibly competitive.
He's a winner. He's a winner.
And then in the tunnel on the way to the changing rooms where he's doing his Argentinian TV post-match, the number 19, as he calls him, walks by and Messi interrupts the live bit to say, anda pa' allá, bobo.
Mira, bobo. ¿Qué mira, bobo?
You go away, you fool, you know.
Anda pa' allá, bobo.
Oh, you silly.
Go away, Bobo.
Anda pa' allá, bobo. Anda pa' allá.
Tranquilo, Leo.
Rosario boy style.
Within hours, there were T-shirts, mugs, fridge magnets.
Anda pa' allá, bobo. Anda pa' allá.
Y bueno, quizás un poco lo que la gente le pedía a Leo, ¿no? No tenía la actitud que ellos querían o que ellos veían de Maradona.
Suddenly everyone among the press there were texting and writing, has Messi been taken over by the spirit of Maradona? At last, finally, Maradona speaks through Messi, and my epiphany was thinking, no. Maradona would have invented especially obscene and offensive insults specifically for the number 19. It's very mild, bobo. It's the kind of thing someone's grandmother might say.
But for Argentina, that was a sign. That thing that was missing, why they couldn't fully fall in love with Messi. By seeing that, it was like, yeah, he's one of ours.
We are more aggressive probably than the teams that he had before in the national team. So he probably becoming a little bit like us, you know, that bad boy.
By the time the Qatar World Cup kicked off, Messi was incredibly comfortable being Messi. For many years, there was enormous pressure on him to perform or be or behave to the expectations of some nebulous demand to be more Argentinian, to be more passionate, to be more like Maradona. But he broke free, whether it's Maradona dying or him being able to leave Barcelona and see that the world didn't stop. Something shifted that liberated him.
You can be the best player in the world, but unless you link somehow to your kid, to the dreams that he had, it just doesn't fully work. And what Messi has managed to do is to reconnect with that guy that had a dream that was a long time ago. He said it, I want to win the World Cup. That's the Messi that we saw in Qatar too.
He must have realised that the clock's ticking. He must have known that, actually, if I'm going to do this, I've got to do it. And that was the thing about watching Messi at this World Cup. Every game that I saw him, you're thinking, is this the last time I see him? In football, in this thing that we've invested so much time, so much emotional energy, so much intellectual energy in following, he's the best we've seen of this thing you've cared about for so long. And to know that that might be ending, this might be the last time you see him. Yeah, that for me, for fans, for journalists, that was a huge thing. So what it must be for him, I think that's almost unimaginable.
Leo, for a while now, has understood that he's a player of moments, but the best moments in the World Cup were the ones in which he was involved.
Argentina have three. Alvarez has got his second, made by the master.
He knows he's not going to pick at one pace, but how can he? Well, by just creating mini battles on the way to the last pass. Genius.
And it will be Argentina to return here on Sunday in a bid to be crowned world champions.
Saber que quería ganar, es un animal de competición, él quiere.
Lo último que te voy a decir no es una pregunta, sino solamente te quiero decir, se viene una final del mundo y si bien todos queremos ganar la Copa, quiero decirte que más allá del resultado, hay algo que no te va a sacar nadie. Atravesaste, marcaste la vida de todos y es eso que para mí es más grande que cualquier Copa del Mundo y eso no te lo va a sacar nadie. Es un agradecimiento por un momento de felicidad tan grande que le hiciste vivir a tanta gente, ya lo tenés, así que gracias, capitán.
Muchísimas gracias, la verdad que lo sentí durante todo este tiempo, el cariño de la gente, que este grupo fue un ejemplo de principio a fin y ojalá se nos dé, ¿no? Pero el fútbol puede pasar de todo.
Bueno, muchas gracias. Dale, lo mejor.
Yeah. Amazing, was like magical. The World Cup, the football, he's a so big passion since I was a child. And to have the opportunity to be next to him, I just want to say to him that there was enough. It's gonna be an amazing story without winning too. He already did something for our country, so powerful, so powerful. He's like an example for all the childs in Argentina.
It's wonderful to see that career panned out over 2 decades. So wonderful, to the point I think that most of the world wanted Messi to win the World Cup. It wasn't Argentina favourites, it was just Messi. We want Messi to win it.
We all knew that's the World Cup for Messi. It's destiny.
It's only one more step to make the dream reality.
Messi have found the perfect mental state to win a World Cup.
Many players said it before the World Cup. We want to win it because of him.
Todos sabemos lo que hizo, lo que hace, lo que significa para el fútbol a nivel mundial.
I went into the game super confident. You know, we were dancing and singing on the bus on the way to the stadium.
Y el momento final, bueno, fue un momento inigualable, único. Y es un momento que para mí va a quedar para siempre.
I think with international football, games can become much more about one individual against another individual. And so obviously this was Messi v Mbappe.
The Sorcerer and the Apprentice. And that's exactly what we got.